Well, as fate would have it, I am Siri. I did a bunch of recordings for a company a messaging company that I still work for. And it was just kind of one of those general recordings, although it took months and months. And I was reading hundreds and hundreds of phrases and sentences that made no sense because they were just trying to get all of the sound combinations in the language. And so, unbeknownst to me, what they were going to be doing with all that was just kind of usurping my voice and using it however they'd like to do. So, hello, you can't escape me. And it was very important to them that I read it as consistently as possible. So there was no up and down. I went for a walk and I really had a great time. I went for a walk and I had a really great time. I'll have to say it was incredibly boring. They had me start off working 4 hours a day. And I finally got to them. I said, look, I won't have a brain left if I do this. So we've got to put it down to 2 hours. So that's what we did. And it was months and months of recording. Yes, I was paid for the recordings and nothing else. So my suggestion is everybody anyone who's ever spoken to Siri, send me $1 and then that should be about right. Well, the recording started close to 20 years ago. I continue working for this company that's a messaging company, and they were the people that were conducting the recordings that ultimately became Siri. No, actually, I know who Alexa is. She contacted me a few years ago. We both had kind of a good laugh about it. Well, it sort of opened up a whole new career for me, which I had not anticipated at all. And that is being a speaker, doing speaker events. And I actually have traveled the world talking to people about Siri, how the recordings were done, and then about voiceover business in general. Because most people, if you say, oh, I'm a voiceover talent, they go, what? A what talent? And so that's part of my speech that I tell people about. It was totally serendipitous. I'm a singer, and back in the day when they used to do a lot of jingles, if you young people don't know what a jingle is, it's a musical commercial. And so I used to sing on a lot of those recordings. And one day we had finished singing the jingle for this particular product, and the voice actor didn't show up to read the copy for the spot. So the studio owner, who's no longer with us, nor is the studio, Pete Caldwell at Doppler Studios in Atlanta, said to me, Susan, you don't have an accent. Come over here and read this copy. And I read the copy and it went off very well. And I thought, oh, ding, ding, ding. I've got a new career going on here. Oh, yeah. A lot of people love to tell me how much they hate me. And they can't understand me, or I don't answer their questions properly. And I just say, yeah, that was on purpose.
When you were speaking to Siri and asking Siri questions, was that odd?
I don't talk to her. No, I really don't. I don't know. I would much rather type in my question than speak it. Isn't that crazy?
When you start out, I'll ask you a couple more questions. When you start out as Siri at an event, so they introduce you, you walk out. Do you say anything in the Siri voice? What is it you say when you're speaking?
Yeah, I just go to say, hello, good afternoon. I would have to say, be careful. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Because when I read the scripts that ultimately became part of Siri, and of course, this is almost 20 years ago when I did those recordings. And so unless you were a tech person or involved in the background of the voiceover business, you didn't really know what was going on. And so my cautionary tale is make sure you know what you're doing and where this recording is going. Because basically, my voice is now fairly ubiquitous, and I was not paid.
Yeah,
I was paid to do the recordings, but Apple, come on now, Apple. I know you got it.